Well, hello, everyone. It's good to be able to spend a few moments with you today. I want to share some things with you that's pretty important. We've been going through this COVID-19 situation and kind of in lockdown and not able to worship for a couple of months, and I know it's hard. God creates us to be in a relationship. You go back to Genesis, He created us to have a relationship with Him. He created us to have a relationship with each other. That's what sin does, is break relationships, mostly with God. When you become a follower of Jesus, you become that follower to reestablish that relationship with God and to make relationships with other people whole again. They asked Jesus the great commandment, and He said, love God, love other people. That's relational. That's how we're created. Jesus saves us. We have a relationship with Him. And when you become a follower of Christ, you enter into a relationship with other people. We are part of what's called the church. And the word church comes from a Greek word, ekklesia, which means the ones who were called out, the called ones. It's the idea of assembly, really, assembling together, called together. There is the church universal, which is not an institution, but it's all followers of Christ in communion together in a large sense. And there's the church local, which isn't a building, but it's a group of people who come together to worship. It's in our DNA to worship together is what we're called to do. These last few months, we've had to practice things that go against the nature of who we are. Social distancing is not normative. It's not the way we're created. But we've done it. We understand why. We all get it. It's a thing we've had to do. I think about our president. I think about here in New Mexico, our governor, and Las Cruces, our mayor. I think they've all done really a pretty good job. And they're elected to serve us. They're our servants. They serve the people. And they serve us as people by making really difficult decisions sometimes. And I pray for all of them, and I respect what they've had to do. And as a follower of Christ and as a church, we've understood that there have been some limitations temporarily placed on us. But all of this is temporary. We've always known this not meeting together was going to be a temporary thing. And it's getting to the point where it's time for the temporary to really go away. From the beginning, I've shared with our staff and others, it would probably be a couple of months, probably June, before we were able to get back together to worship. In the last few days, and then really last week, I guess, our governor here in New Mexico, and I'm speaking from New Mexico, has indicated that she's going to begin gradually phasing and opening up our state, as other states have begun to do already. We appreciate this, and I know there's a possibility, she says, that churches will be able to gather together in some capacity in a relatively short period of time. It's not as easy to open up a church as it was to close it down, and so we've kind of have to set some target dates. And so basically, we've come to this decision. I'm your pastor. You've called me to serve you. And the decision that after praying it through and doing a lot of research, we're going to open back up. Our target date is June 7th. We're going to open up Sunday, June 7th, for worship. And let me just share with you, this is really just for worship only at this beginning. We're not opening up on Wednesdays. We're not going to even start Wednesday night activities till probably September. We're not going to do a bunch of other things. It's not everything back to normal. We're going to take a lot of safety protocols and guidelines in place. And over the weeks ahead, we'll share that in a written form, what's going to go on. But let me just tell you what we're trying to accomplish. We want to gather together in safety to honor and glorify God as followers of Christ, coming in His name and in the power of the Holy Spirit. Now, when we come into this as our worship center, we're not going to be able to fill it up. We're going to have some social distancing. We get that, and we'll put some things in place, and we'll share those with you. We know what they're going to be. We're just not ready to share all of that right now. We're not going to have children's ministry and preschool ministry and youth ministry in June. There'll be no child care, so when you come, it's only for worship. Probably in July, we'll open up our Wambaland and Upstreet ministries and our Youth the Way ministry and let preschool children and youth begin to meet to some capacity. That'll probably be July. But for June, we're focusing on worship. Now, we want to encourage you, if you're elderly, if you have autoimmune problems, deficiencies, if you feel you're at risk in any way, don't come. We're not any pressure to come at all. In fact, we probably want you to stay home. We're going to live stream our services, our 8:45 traditional service, 8:30 traditional service, our 9:45 modern, our 11 o'clock modern, our 12:15 modern. We'll have those. We'll live stream the 9:45 and 11 o'clock. You can watch it. The live stream will be at a high quality, like we've been doing lately. If you're feeling bad, don't come. And yes, we're going to practice social distancing in here. There's a lot of things that'll be going on. I don't need to go through that now. Just to let you know, that's our target date. If the governor says we can start worshiping earlier in May, and the parameters of that work for us, we'll begin earlier. And if we begin earlier, we'll let you know. And we'll get on Facebook, and there'll be plenty of guidelines posted. But we're excited. We'll miss worshiping with you guys and gals. And we want to honor God. We want to love people, and we want people to feel safe. But at the end of the day, we must remember this. Our commitment is to Jesus Christ. And our commitment to Jesus Christ means that we live to serve him and obey him. And we are called to live our lives in faith. Part of being a part of the Christian faith is living by faith. It is a bold faith. It is a humble faith. But it is a faith that says we trust you, Jesus, and we follow you. And he has called us to follow him above all else in service, in worship, and in sharing the gospel with others. That's who we are. That's what we are going to do. That's where we're getting back. Starting June 7th, we're going to get back to being what we need to be. God bless you. I look forward to seeing you this Sunday, worshiping up here. We'll still be live streaming it. YouTube, Facebook, our website. Have a great Mother's Day. God bless you.